Ah, shit. Forget all that. You start. Welcome back to Drinking with Craig and Roger. I'm Craig.
I'm Roger.
Canadian beer. You're kind of the house expert on Canadian beer because you go to Canada every couple years, right?
Absolutely. There are lots of very fine craft breweries in Canada, and they make great beer, and I've enjoyed them when I was there. Unfortunately, most of that beer does not make it across the U.S. border legally, what we have to do today then is to talk about and sample Canadian beer that is widely available in the U.S. And joining us for this episode are our guests, Bob and Doug McKenzie from the Great White North.
How's it going, eh?
The Strange Brew guys. I still need to see that movie. Shame on me because I'm a big I'm a big Rick Moranis fan, but anyway, glad that they're here.
And three of the beers that are widely available from Canada in the U.S. are right here with us. We have Moosehead from St. John, New Brunswick. That's 5%. We have Labatt Blue. That's 4.7. They advertise themselves as being a Pilsner, which is just a light lager. And we have Molson, which is also from Toronto and about 5% alcohol. These compare favorably to the ABV of American lagers, the macro brew ones that we evaluated in our Battle of the Dad Beers.
Yeah, so
And
I thought we would use one from that video. I think it came in second place.
Right.
Narragansett.
Schlitz was first, but that's not available right now.
Yeah.
But
So Narragansett is, and so I thought I'd throw this in there. I am interested to see how it compares in a blind tasting against these three, and just to see if the flavor profile is going to stand out to me, to basically see if there's a commonality between these other three, and which one of those come out on top. So I think that'll be kind of fun. But let's just do a little miniature blind tasting of these four.
that sounds good.
Okay, Ellen, set up the mini blind tasting. And we're back in a boot to sip some delicious Canadian lagers. So color-wise, we're going 1 through 4 here on the numbers, and colors look pretty similar to me.
To me, 3 and 4 look a little darker than
Okay.
1 and 2, but
Yeah,
could be
1 is definitely lighter.
Yeah.
So let's start in here and give it a try. Smells good, light. Light, a little creamy.
Yep.
Maybe a tad bit of fruitiness to it or something.
Fairly sweet.
Yeah.
Nice beer.
Yeah, not too much in the way of hops, just a little bit on the end. Pretty refreshing. 1, pretty good, pretty good. Let's move on and try some of the others and see how it compares. No nose at all on this one. I basically can't smell it.
It's a jelly.
That is very light. That is very light.
But it is not sweet.
No, it is drier. It is drier than the first one.
Yeah.
Lighter bodied,
A little hoppy taste at the end.
tiny bit of hops, tiny bit of bready flavor. It's an easy drinker. What else can I say? Yeah, bready, a little hoppy, maybe a tiny bit of corn type flavor or something. I don't have too much to say about it, but it's fine. It's perfectly good.
Okay.
It'd be real good if I was out on the ice in the little ice fishing shack and had about 8 of those ready to go.
Take off, you hoser.
That one's a little darker and maltier than the
I
first
taste a little
two,
bit of
I think.
citrus in it too, in the very first part of the body of it.
Okay.
Anyway,
Bready finish, like pretty bready finish. Let me try this second sip here.
Yeah.
It's very light. There's just not that much to say about these.
They're lagers. They're light, fairly light lagers.
They are fairly light lagers.
They would go very well with our dad beers.
Yeah, I guess so. We'll see. This is number 4 here.
Yeah. Yeah.
That one's a little bigger.
Bigger. It's a little bit more spicy, thinner, because it's bready, of course, and it's a little hoppy at the finish.
Yeah, I think there's a little more going on here in this one. Bigger, rounder flavor. Still kind of creamy. The bready note is a little less than the other 3, I think. It's nice. It's probably my favorite of the 4 so far, but I think we're gonna need a little bit of a top off on these. So why don't we
We'll take
turn
a little
around?
break
Yeah.
and let get a little bit more in them.
Ellen will top us off, and then we'll come back through one more time and kind of rank them.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, Doug? Bob? Our cups are now half full rather than half empty.
Oh, okay, fine. So here we go. We got more of this, and now we'll go ahead and rank these in order of preference as we go back through. One is good.
It's good. It's sweet.
I like one. I'm not picking up on that sweetness as much, so I guess it doesn't bother me. I like that.
Number 2's fine, a little drier than number 1, about the same body. The hoppier finish is a little more noticeable in it to me.
Yeah, I skipped one. I went over to 3.
That's okay.
And 3, jumping from 1 to 3, 3 has an edge of just a slight hint of metallic flavor at the end. It has a brighter flavor than 1.
Yeah, it's a little more oily, I think. That's the way I would describe it.
Oily?
Yeah.
It's good. This one, maybe a touch of that corn flavor, what I would describe as corn flavor. Interesting.
Maybe.
I'm tasting these better this second time through.
Yeah.
2 is just nothing going on. 2 is definitely my least favorite. It's the lightest, easiest. For me personally, it's the least going on. It's coming to the back.
Well, I like 4 best.
You do. Let me give it a second shot here. These are all so crushable. Let's see here. 4. I think 4 probably has the most going on. Yeah, I think I probably like 4 the best also. So I'm going to move that to the top here. Let me revisit 3 and then 1. Three's good.
It's a real big toss-up between 3, 2, and 1. But I would prop for myself, I would say 4 I like the best, 2 and 3 second tie, and 1 would come in on the bottom. That's my thinking.
Why 1 on the bottom for you?
Because it's sweeter. I would like it not to be so sweet.
I don't detect that sweetness.
Well, okay. And I could be wrong, but I'm going to make a guess. Whatever it's worth. I think 1 is the Gansett.
Okay.
2 is the Labatt Blue.
Okay.
3 is the Molson.
Okay.
And 4 is the Moosehead.
The Moosehead. Okay. Wow. I'm glad you took a swing this time and not me, because I get a lot of those buzzers and X's on my guesses.
Want a sip? Oh, I see you already have a bottle.
Yeah, those guys have a lot more to sample than we do. They have their favorites figured out.
Yeah. See, but they like Moosehead, see?
Okay. All right. Well, maybe we do too. Let's find out. Ellen, what do you got here? Ellen knows what's in here, so let's do the reveal.
Okay, so number one, not your number one, but
Number one,
in
the first
glass
beer.
number one was
Mo-
Moosehead.
This is number one.
Yes.
You're talking about, so the first beer we
The
drank.
first beer.
So that's a big X for you there, Dad.
Yes, it is.
All right.
Yeah, you got one of those right. Okay, in glass number two, we had Labatt Blue.
Labatt Blue. That might have been your second guess. Was that his second guess?
Yeah, he did.
Wow,
guess
nailed
that.
it.
He
Good
nailed
job.
that.
That's my least favorite, Labatt Blue. I was thinking Labatt Blue might be the lightest one. We tasted Labatt Blue light in our Battle of the Light beers, which you should check out.
Yeah.
So I think it did all right, but it wasn't my least favorite, that's for sure. But yeah, it's not surprising that this one is a little light.
All right, number three, glass number three.
Number three was the
Narragansett.
Narragansett. All right, so it did pretty well. That was my second place, and it was tied for second place for you.
Uh-huh.
But for both
Beer
of
number
us,
four, which came in number one.
yeah.
Molson Canadian.
Wow, Molson. Molson, crushed, not crushed, but topped our, second place winner of the Battle of the Dead beers, which
Yes.
means it would have done pretty well in that tasting.
All right.
And you were saying earlier, you guys think Molson is probably the most popular one within Canada.
And that may be
You see those ads everywhere.
the
And
reason,
yeah, that's why, what video did we do last where the most popular thing won? It was Jim Beam in the low-level bourbons.
Yeah,
It's
bottom
like
shelf bourbons.
biggest seller for a reason, I guess, because it's pretty dang good. So nice job, Molson.
Okay.
So these are all of these kind of beers. And then we have some other beers to explore from Canada as well, which is pretty interesting. So as soon as we sip on more of these, we'll head over and check those out.
All right. Mm-hmm. Say goodbye to everybody, Doug and Bob.
Okay.
Anybody got any poutine?
Bob and Doug, thank you. They reminded me that if you like what we're doing, like us and subscribe so you don't miss any of our other videos. And we may even be doing another video on Canadian beer that is not lagers.
Wow, there's more out there?
Oh, there's plenty more out there, but there are only two major breweries that make it into the U.S. in any way that's really widely available.
Okay, well, I guess we'll find out about that another time.
Yes, we
And
will.
until then, cheers.
Cheers.